Hello, Gemini. Ashley here. We're going to do your reading for the week of January 10th. We're going to look at last week, this week, and next week. Specifically last week, using the Moonology deck to see how that new moon in Capricorn has been influencing you. We're going to pull some tarot, and then we will clarify to kind of narrow down the details a little bit here. January schedule is open on the website. If you are interested in a personal reading or a healing session done remotely, those are available on the website for booking. And Happy New Year. Let's get into what's going on for you the week of January 10th. For Gemini. We have the Nine of Cups, Five of Pentacles. I feel like this card is showing up in almost all the readings so far. Queen of Swords, Two of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Justice, Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. Now, Gemini, you showed up very strongly in the Sagittarius reading. So that might be something you want to check out. Bottom of the deck we have the Star. So very strong healing energy showing up here for you. You could certainly be dealing with an Aquarius, or you might have strong Aquarius placements. But I'm feeling like healing here. We have the Emperor. There's Sagittarius, Temperance, Judgment. It's been a big, holy cow, the world. So could have been a relationship that came to an end here. And yeah, there's just been this healing energy kind of going on here. Could have been a Taurus as well. Or that was the King of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles at the center of the reading here. So, alright. Let's see what's going on here. And it's funny because Sagittarius was my last reading that I filmed. And I shuffled that deck a lot. So, for it to be showing up so similarly, it could be that perhaps you cross-watch one of them. I don't know. Work through your fears. So definitely some fears that showed up around the new moon in Capricorn. Not surprisingly, Pluto himself is sitting in the sign of Capricorn at this time, and he is the ruler of Scorpio. So there's a lot of old fears coming up, a lot of deep emotions associated with Scorpio as well. This depth here. So we'll see how that might be playing out for you. Nine of Cups, Two of Cups, Justice. We did see Judgment at the bottom of the deck. We had the King and Queen of Pentacles. There's clearly been an ending here, perhaps a divorce that took place between you and a soulmate energy. Let's clarify this. And I feel like perhaps from your standpoint, Gemini, there's like this need to establish emotional independence here. So you might be coming out of a relationship that was very codependent. And it feels like this energy of not just healing, but like really healing your need to find happiness anywhere but within yourself first, right? Let's see, 9 of Cups. We have the 4 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands. So I'm going to finish clarifying this row first. 2 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Hanged Man. Justice. Oh. The Devil and the 5 of Swords coming out together. Quite a tweak going on here at the, I mean, we have all this positivity and then this kind of heavier energy showing up. So I will speak to this as though I didn't just do the Sagittarius reading. But again, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius or someone with strong Sagittarius in their chart, or perhaps you have that, I definitely recommend it. There's a lot of similarities showing up here. Now, at the time of this new moon last week, it happened on the 2nd. Last week was really the 3rd through the 9th, but there's this lingering energy into the start of the year as a result of that new moon in Capricorn. Now, for some of you, you've left a relationship and you're like, finally. Finally freedom, finally I can go off on my own and be my own independent self. But for the majority of you, I feel like you came out of a relationship, a union, that you really wanted to see succeed. It was like your dream come true. And the connection that you had with this person was so deep and so emotionally fulfilling at some point that you stayed in the relationship. And perhaps the conflict that came out of this situation, this imbalance, this toxicity, these arguments that took place in the relationship have really given you a new perspective on things. It's almost like your worst fears came true in this dynamic. It's like you had this amazing, or what you felt was an amazing relationship, and it just kind of came tumbling down here. For some of you, you might just be in separation. It might not be that it has officially ended here. It could just be that there's been some arguments in this dynamic. But for the most part, I feel like this relationship's already ended, and it's like this past week you've really had to look at, well, now what? And I feel like that's coming up because you felt so deeply for this person and you were so happy that for it to crumble and for it to be so not good under the surface, I feel like you're having a hard time really trusting your deepest intuition here, your deepest feelings. You're like, well, if I was wrong about that, like that kind of energy. I also feel like to other people, you were like, perhaps like the ideal couple. Have you ever experienced that where like you have groups of friends or coworkers or whatever, and you all know one another and one another's spouses or partners or what have you, and people I feel like people really looked at your relationship as like the thing they wanted too. It was like this, to everyone else and maybe even to you, it seemed perfect. But it seems like underneath there was trouble. So I feel like you're definitely spending some time in this last week really looking at things differently than before. This week we have the drum. It says dream and journey. And what this card really talks about is that like shamanic drumming, the drum beat that connects us with our heartbeat, with the heartbeat of the planet. But it does so in almost like a journey, a shamanic journey. So it's like you're exploring this week within yourself. Perhaps looking for reasons. Why did it happen this way? What am I going to do now? I have all this pain. What do I do with it? Right? Kind of like this deep feminine energy showing up. And I do feel like that's strongly tied to this healing. It's like it has to come up to the surface and into your awareness so that you're able to understand and look at and learn from what happened here. So a very feminine energy, that drumming, or the drum itself. You might actually be having dreams, maybe too much dreams, stressful, painful dreams. It can also be that you just have a lot of racing thoughts and that this particular ending has been absolutely brutal. Really kind of, and it's funny because in this Five of Pentacles has a depiction of this kind of upside down rose. It's like wilting out in this snow here. And it's like this thing that was so perfect to you is now like shriveling up. It's a very painful, sort of naked feeling here. So, and what's interesting too is that this Queen of Pentacles actually has a basket of white roses in her hand here. And then there's this white rose here on this Five of Swords. So it's like this energy of like you had this red rose. It was this very romanticized vision or experience of this relationship, and it turned sour. But I think through this process, you're going to find that what you gather as you heal, the information, the understanding, it's like you'll get a purer version of yourself and what you want on the other side of this. So, the Five of Pentacles, we have the Page of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Clearly some communication going on here. Could be like apologies happening here for any arguments, any pain that was caused here. The Queen of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. So again, this energy of feeling like your dreams were just squashed here. And I do feel like I'm doing this reading for the feminine in this dynamic. That does not have to be the case. But it feels like, and I also get this feeling like there could be fears coming up about finances, like what am I gonna do? Like this relationship in some way was a really strong foundation for you, and it's kind of been disrupted. And so it could feel like this week that there's this, it's almost like your personal resources at some point were tied to this dream. And like putting all the eggs in one basket kind of energy. And now that it's over, you're like, now I have no eggs, no basket. You know what I'm saying? But I think that that's an illusion here, because you clearly have a basket and it's full of these roses and stuff here. So it's like you're discovering that there's more to you than you were even giving yourself credit for here. The Ten of Swords, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Someone could be coming in here to apologize and perhaps try to collaborate with you on this situation. Perhaps this is just your hope. But we have all these pages showing up. So I do feel like communication is taking place this week. Could also be that there are just people showing up to help you kind of get back on your feet after kind of having the rug pulled out from underneath you. We have water, fire, earth showing up here strongly. Capricorn strong, Libra, Pisces, little Leo. But I don't know if this is the person from the past or if you're just kind of trying to manifest a new foundation for yourself here. And it does feel like there could be conversations happening, like whether that's with friends or just your support team, you know, your support system that you have. Now, in the future position, we have moving forward. So I do think you're taking powerful steps in the right direction for yourself. This 38 reduced is an 11. So it's definitely like this master level experience that you're having here. It's like you're going to discover your own self-mastery. We have the Queen of Swords, Five of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. So this energy here could be Libra, could also just be like, look at her, she's sitting up on this high, it's a building, but it looks like a hot air balloon, and she's looking forward with her telescope. So it's kind of like, just like, what is the vision of the future? And what can I take with me from this experience? You can see she's holding a piece of this man's suit, but it happens to be the piece right over his heart. And so it's like you can take the experience with you, but this is also a card of arguments, which we saw here in the past position. So let's go ahead and clarify this as well. Queen of Swords, yeah, stepping into your independence, Virgo energy there, and Two of Cups, like, you know, establishing your independence and perhaps even looking out into the future, like realizing that you can find new love down the road, right? Like this wasn't the end-all be-all of relationships in your entire life. Five of Swords. You have the Strength card. And the Five of Pentacles. So again, that self-mastery energy. The Strength card is about mastering that pain within, the pain of rejection, the anger, resentment that can be going on here. It's like, but not in the way that you just clamp it down and hide it somewhere. Like this strength card, I don't know if it's gonna zoom in on that. She's like, it's almost like she's closing this lion's mouth. So when it comes to like self-mastery, we're not just trying to like, it's like a symbol of soft control here. It's not about like shoving our feelings in a box and throwing it under the bed. It's about taming them. But we only tame them when we've understood them. We understand the nature of them. We understand, right? We do our healing work. The 10 of Pentacles. We have the Star. And the Fool. So I do think you're looking forward here, you're healing, and I think you're also recognizing that even if you had your 10 of Pentacles with this person in the past, you can have that in the future, right? Like, you're already stepping into this 9 of Pentacles energy, you know, self-independence, not just financially, but emotionally as well. Like that 9 of Cups came out twice. And so really, to achieve the 10 of Pentacles, it's this future potential love that's out there, that you know is out there. So I do think you're starting to look up and look to the future. You're ready to take a leap of faith on a new beginning for yourself here. And I do feel like there's this level of self-mastery showing up for you as a result of your healing work and the perspective shift you had, this energy of spending time in that feminine energy last week, or the week of the 10th. So it looks like you're headed in the right direction there, Gemini. I hope you found that helpful, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. Bye.